They are the ones holding the numbers. And they are the ones using the taxes we raise. So this is not just a call, it's a demand that this should be done. And I want to remind us that we do not know how many more bodies may be beneath the quarry. We know that good citizens who were trying to recover the bodies were tear gassed by police and stopped from this venture. We know the state has not shown any interest. We know of falsification of records. We are calling out the regime, the Ruto regime. They must account. These are calls for accountability. And it's the same, even in the recent school fire. We have not been given definitive numbers. And even no empathy is coming from the house on the hill. They are going on with business as usual. We do not even know whether there is enforcement to ensure safety measures in all the schools. Another question? Yes.
My name is Jeff Gizila from Live Nation 254. Maybe you can comment on the issue of the withdrawal of the security from the judge that made a controversial decision.
Yeah, so it's very done. You saw the case of a similar thief in South Africa. It's a cartel that what the Guptas did in South Africa is what Adani is trying to do here. But what we ask Ruto is if predecessors to him, some of whom, most of whom also had appetite for money, did not pound the family silver to the end, like he's doing, what gives him the moral authority?
It legitimizes cartels in the health sector. No wonder Adani Group proposes to run it. The seventh issue we want to address is on education, which we are really describing as mortgaging the future of this country. As we stand at this crossroads, with the weight of history and the future of our nation hanging in the balance, let us not mince our words. The erosion of access to education is a betrayal of the highest order. The introduction of the verifiable scholarship and loan funding, VSLF, model represents a monumental affront to the very essence of our Constitution. And we are happy to report that we are here joined by University of Nairobi student leaders. A callous disregard for the promise enshrined in Article 43, Sub-Article 1F of our Constitution, which guarantees every Kenyan the right to education. In its implementation, this regime has failed to consult the people, choosing instead to act unilaterally, and in doing so, it has deepened the chasm of inequality that threatens to tear the fabric of our society apart and to deny the poor access to education. The VSLF model is not just a policy failure. It is an ideological assault on the most vulnerable among us. This shift from public responsibility to private burden is nothing less than a transfer of wealth from the powerless to the powerful. It is a tactic designed to push young Kenyans and their families into deeper financial despair, forcing them to carry the weight of a system that should, by every moral and constitutional measure, support them. We must call this out for what it is: a deliberate attack on the Kenyan dream.